Welcome to Landria, Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through those fears and live an awesome life. I have my mic back, woo-wee, which means I have to shut it down when I take a drink. So that you don't have to listen to me swallow. Hey, what's going on out there? It's March 15th, 2018, and there are a lot of people freaking out, man. Are you freaking out? I'm going to talk to you about what to do when you freak out. Did I say welcome to Landria, Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through fear and live an awesome life? Did I say that? My God, I was so excited. I didn't know if I said it or not. All right, I said it. Now, so let's get started. Got some beautiful Georgia sun coming in here. Hopefully it won't mess up. You know, sometimes I get these spots on me, light spots. We're just going to plow through it because I know that you need this. How do I know? So now, you know, a few times I've talked to you and said, what's going on out there? And then I found out later on there was like a full moon or some super moon or blood moon or whatever. I find out later on, so which is great because that tells you that I'm not, you know, psychologically creating something. I didn't know. Well, stuff's going on, and guess what I heard yesterday? There are like these super solar flares going on. And guess what we are? We're an electromagnetic field producer. We are electricity. We are energy. There's no way that can't be affecting us. So I'm seeing people freak out. Same situation that there was a week ago is happening right now, but they're handling it different. It's like some crazy stuff's going on in the mind. Ah! So what's the difference? The story. The story. So I just had a chat with a friend of mine. We went and had lunch, and I said, you know, the toughest thing is that the world, the people that you're surrounded with, will support the negative story. Very rarely do you have that friend or family member that says, no, you do what you need to do. You go after that dream. It's not crazy. You are going to be okay. Don't flip out over this situation. You can turn this around. Why are you in this situation? You need to look at that. Why am I in this situation? So because I have, you know, because I do internet marketing and we're changing people's lives. You guys see this come out, you can click on it. Learn about it. It's free to learn about it, and then of course you have to pay for a membership to learn because it's a school. I have a lot of people, which has really been a great education for me, and that is they expect the outside world to solve their problems. They want somebody or something to solve their problems, and of course that means they're going into the situation disempowered. And it will always fail. Always. You need to do that. You should, you, right? Me. I need to make the changes. Do you like this? This is my crystal. I got this in England at the Camden Market. Crystals have energy. Bless them. Wear them. Meditate with them. Right? Everything's energy. So when you put out an energy that says something else out there is going to make me happy, you're saying, I'm not responsible for being broke. I'm not responsible for being in a bad relationship or a bad job or whatever your situation is. You're saying, I'm just a victim. So you are going to continue as a victim, a disempowered victim. And everything's going to be thrown at you. And you're not making decisions on your own to pick and choose. What are you going to choose? Do you really want to get out of your situation? Because it sounds like a lot of you are addicted to it. Seriously, it sounds like you're addicted to it. So when you freak out, you're believing the material world that you created up until this point, instead of believing that that material world can change at any point and focusing on the fact that it's already changed, and then watching what happens around you that will physically bring that into your reality, because it takes some time sometimes. And along the way, a lot of you doubt it. So then you put it right back to this, oh, okay, it's not going to happen because this person doesn't really believe it. You have got to be steadfast in that. That's tough. It's like, because I don't really feel it. You know what? I want you to do visual exercises. If you get in this situation, I want you to, you can tell yourself all the stories, but I hear stories coming from fear. I'm this, and then you're, still looking out here. Ask yourself, am I looking out here? Or do I know that this reality exists? This is a fact. This probability that you want exists. It exists right now. You can bring it in to your physical world. There is nothing that's solid. This isn't solid, and every particle is not solid. Even the particles are made of particles of particles. It is endless. It is endless. Think about this. How can a particle end? It has to be made up of something else, which is made up of something else, which is made up of something else. There can't be any space. There's energy in that space. It's intelligent. It is beyond a human comprehension. Why? If we are all of that, why don't we know that? Because we're in a dense state of energy. We came into dense bodies. Things slow down and they become dense. If you stay in this dense place, you're going to stay in a limiting thinking, not connecting to all that is. You are a part of that, but you're not accessing that energy, that abundance, that whatever it is. So when you decide you're going to stop worrying, worry is density. Oh, my neighbor's car just pulled up. Let's back up, get out of that. When you decide you're going to get out of that density, then you need to focus on, if you need to, I don't use the N word, unless you need to, if you want to do this. So you need to focus on being the energy out here, if you want to connect to that energy and access it. So it's like, there's a cup of coffee over here. So I can't just sit and go, cup of coffee, I really want a cup of coffee. I have to say, okay, I want a cup of coffee. There's the cup of coffee, and I have to go over and physically reach, and there is an action that happens with all that. Why? Because you came here to experience life. And it's not all done up here. Can you manifest things like that? Yes, there's a point. I've done it before. But I couldn't find the diamond ring unless I walked out to the street. I couldn't win the lottery, which I did. When I was talking to you guys about the lottery, I went and bought 6 tickets and 5 of them hit. I can't do it unless I go and buy the lottery ticket. I mean, there's a whole chain of things that have to happen. Why? Because you're here for the learning experience and the journey, not getting the stuff. So when you're so focused on stuff, you're like missing this whole story. This whole story of, why am I in this situation? Because I put myself in it, right? We always do. Why am I in this situation? What's happening right now? What's happening in my life? What thought patterns, what beliefs put me in a situation where I don't have the money, or I don't have a respectful relationship, or I'm not honored at work? It's not your boss. It's you. Somebody just wrote me an email and said, I need your advice. I said, read your own email. I can't. They did. I need. Over and over and over again. Somebody's stopping me from this. They're doing this. I thought, no, you chose it. You applied for the job. You took the job, and you're not grateful for the job. They said that they could not worship without going to church, so they're blaming the workplace for not giving them enough time. And I said, your worship is anywhere you want it to be. Quit making up the excuses and the stories. Are you doing that? We all do it. You got to catch yourself. Say, oh my gosh, I don't have any limits. The Bible says that if you're into religion, or if you're just into the Bible. The Bible says that. You're limitless. These things you can do, and more. And more. Start doing it. You have the power now. Solar flare, guess what? We just got a little bit messed up. It plays a little havoc with our brains and stuff. But you've got to focus and say, oh, I got that feeling coming in. What is that? Recognize it. Don't react to it and say, I can now, because veils are coming down big time, by the way. I can access so much, but I have to be really focused, laser focused. This is your time, people. This is your time to create whatever you want. Don't I sound like a raving maniac right now? It's true. What do you want to accomplish? You have to take the action. You cannot sit there doing the same pattern over and over again and expecting things to change and then blaming the world. Everybody is against me. No, you're not doing it. If you want something, listen, I own a business. I own 2 businesses. Actually, I own several businesses. I've got a couple that are just sitting there. Nothing's happening. Why? Because I'm not doing anything with them. And when I get ready to do things, then I've got to focus on that and put the work in. Why? Because I learn and I grow from that work. It's not about getting out of the work. It's about doing what you're passionate about and focusing on that and giving and putting that goodwill and the good feelings out there. Your job doesn't have to save the world. It has to save your, let's say, frequency from going down to that lower level of giving in to what the world has dictated up till this point. Ku says yes. Right, Ku? Ku goes after his passion. All right, what are you going to do right now? Are you going to believe the physical world that you created up to this point? You created it, so you can uncreate it. You can change it. You can bring in another probability. And you have to be so steadfast. You have to push this energy out. Connect to that. Know that you are all of that can change. Anything you want. Be okay when that happens. And know that it's going to happen when you are in alignment with it. So if it's not happening, then you have to keep working on being in alignment, not saying, oh, it's not going to work. I knew it. This is BS. You never believed it in the first place. There are going to be lessons along the way, because if you really want those things, you have to make some changes. You have to do a shift, and it's amazing how much you don't realize till later sometimes that you're still doing some negative thinking, that you still have false beliefs, that you still have limiting actions and beliefs, thoughts, feelings, way beyond what you even imagined. Later on, so I've looked back and thought, oh my gosh, I actually was still believing certain things at that point. Even though I was progressing, I didn't realize how much I was still hanging on to that residual energy of maybe, limiting thoughts and feelings. Later on, you look back and go, wow, I'm out there now, man. I am out there, right? You hear me talk about stuff, reality shifts. And I know a lot of you still don't believe that. I had that gal, one of my subscribers, thank you for sharing that story, went and filled up the horse troughs with water. Big ordeal. This is not something that, we with the pen, right? This is hauling hoses across the street. Filled them up, came back, they were empty. No, there wasn't a hole, there was no water around it, and they were bone dry. She had to go get the hoses and bring them back over. What was that? We can make up any story we want. That was a reality shift. Now the bummer is it shifted against her favor to go do it, but she was now in a completely different reality. Even though she had to fill up the troughs again, that's okay. She was in a different reality, which means the fact that she shared that with me and told me that she knew it was reality shift tells me that she was probably shifting into something higher. Because she's believing it. That tells me that she's now open to that, which means she's probably on a higher frequency and something shifted her into the new reality that's going to bring completely different things to her now. And she may not even know what happened. She may not even know what shift happened to do that. Maybe you don't feel lighter or happier. It doesn't matter. It's happening. That reality shift is happening. Thank you, because you're going to go into the fourth and fifth dimension, and this planet will change in your reality shift. And in some other reality, it's blown up already. Not in mine. We're changing everything. And we're going to stop giving the power to the people that we're blaming. That's one person and their little staff, right? And I'm not talking about just the United States. I'm talking about every person in power around this world that's not doing good things, does not control us. And when you take control here, you are more powerful than anything that they can do, anything. And we have to focus on that positive energy and imagining this planet in light and love and healing and sending that energy out because it works. And it starts with you and you changing your life and your patterns and your journey, and no more blame, taking responsibility and saying, I am going to change it, I can change it, it has changed now, I'm going to shift realities. And you envision it and you feel it, and no matter what anybody says, you smile. Yeah, okay, whatever. I know different, and you don't have to defend your position. You know that your life is different now. Make it happen. And get off your duff and do it. You say, oh, I imagine this, and they have some fantasy story, and I'm like, did you do it? No. Oh, okay. Did you write the business plan? No. Did you take the course? No. Did you look for a new job? No. Oh, so somebody's just going to knock on your door. So then that's expecting the world out there to do it for you again. It's not going to happen. You have to meet it halfway. You're the one sending that message. You're the one expanding. Go do it. Stop sitting around feeling sorry for yourself, complaining, negative thinking. Shake out of it, people. You get to choose. I'm done. I'm done today. I'm going to have my coffee now. You are whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious and happy. You are abundant beyond your imagination. Beyond your imagination. You are loved beyond comprehension. Love doesn't come close to explaining what you are and what loves you. I've been there. I know. I've experienced all of that. I didn't have a near-death experience. I went over there in an enlightened state. And no words can explain what all of this is. We don't need to. When you go to that place, you don't need an explanation. You just know. I call it the knowing. You just know. And everything's about experiencing everything. Welcome it. Welcome it. And if you don't like the experience, change it. And welcome the lessons you learned from the more painful experiences. That's what we came here for. And even the darkest, darkest, darkest frequency is still the one. It's just an experience. You don't have to go there. Raise your frequency. That's what you came here for. Namaste.